Welcome to the Lord Lyon Hard-Core YouTube channel. When the lion roar, everyone listen. My name is Lord Lyon. I am here to speak truth to power and to put things into context by presenting facts with honesty and integrity. We present athletes and other prominent figures in our society who we believe would have reached our hardcore status. Our criteria for hardcore status includes looking for the tangibles that outlines the person's achievements of excellence. Our person of interest in this episode is Mr. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was released from prison after 27 years. This great freedom fighter we heard so much about walked out of prison. Free at last, but we know he was on a mission to free South Africa from that wicked apartheid regime headed by Mr. de Klerk. In the first set of interview Mr. Mandela gave, we recognize he was not angry or bitter, but humble with a calmness of spirit and a clear vision for South Africa. Mr. Mandela was the leader of the ANC, the African National Congress, which was the opposition party in South Africa. He was able to show leadership and give hope to all his followers. He was ready to start the negotiation with the apartheid regime, which was headed by Mr. de Klerk. Mr. Mandela was focused on the mission ahead to convince the ruling party to dismantle the apartheid regime and make room for one man, one vote. Mr. Mandela needed the support of the Zulu people, headed by Chief Buthelezi of the Zulu tribe. He also needed the support of nations around, both in Africa and worldwide. Mr. Mandela recognized that it was no easy task, so he went overseas to seek support from those countries who had applied sanctions on the South African apartheid regime for them to keep up the pressure on the South African government. While he was in New York, he held town hall meetings where people came out from the Jewish community, the black community, and other ethnic groups. Many questions were put forward to him, and he answered the questions with such authority and competence by saying what they needed to hear and not what you wanted to hear. Mr. Mandela's knowledge and effective communication skill make you want to hear more of him. No one could derail Mr. Mandela from his mission to free South Africa from the apartheid regime. He returned to South Africa and over a period of time and negotiation was able to convince the ruling party, headed by Mr. de Klerk, that one man, one vote was the way to go. When Mr. Mandela became president, he was able to convince the black people of South Africa with a message of forgiveness, even though it was a bitter pill for them to swallow. He was also able to convince the whites that it was not about victimization, but equality for all. Equality means white and black living together in a country in peace and harmony. Also, black children and white children integrating in the schools across the country. Mr. Mandela showed the people of South Africa that he was not about power grab, but to free a nation, and how to rule a country with honesty and integrity. He served only one term because he had a life to live outside the public eye that was taken from him over 27 years ago. He came out of prison so equipped and focused on his mission. I still can't believe this man was in prison for 27 years. It was as if he had spent 27 years in a university. I believe he was anointed by God. He was the wisest man since King Solomon and exhibit the kind of wisdom that was needed at that time. He was beloved by blacks and whites of South Africa. The people of South Africa was very proud of Nelson Mandela. Mr. Mandela was loyal to his friends Colonel Gaddafi, Yasser Arafat, and Fidel Castro. When he was questioned about his affiliation with these so-called dictator and strongman, he maintained that they supported the ANC, the African National Congress, when no one else did. Nelson Mandela rescued South Africa at the right time. The vision which Mr. Mandela presented to the people of South Africa was not easy for them to understand, but he was able to achieve his mission. Mr. Mandela was a loving, charming, humorous, a real people person. May God bless his soul. When the lion roar, everyone listen. Please subscribe to the Lord Lyon Hard-Core YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell and send us any comment you have in the comment section below. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for the next episode.